Hi you guys, welcome back to Jolie Knots. I'm Crystal and today we are going to be working on setting up our journal for June. Now I've filled this one for April and May already. There's not enough space for me in the back here to be able to fill up for June. So if you've watched one of the last videos for the celestial theme journal, we are going to now set this one up to take care of the next 2, maybe 3 months. I haven't super decided, and also it'll be really more dependent on how full we get it. So I use my journal for everything. I use it for my pendulum readings. I use it to keep notes. I use it to keep my little golden nuggets. For little type of pockets. I use it for my tracker and my steps. I use it to keep my feelings and my map of consciousness. I use it as a tarot journal. I use it as a memory journal, like a junk journal, for things that I've done, my tarot readings. I use it as a book journal, book catalog. So I use my journal for everything. It's just easier for me to do it all in one place instead of having to worry about all the different kinds of books that I have. So instead of having a tarot journal, a planner, a scheduler, a common journal, an art journal, a junk journal, whatever it is, I'm just gonna keep it all in one. So the first thing that we're going to do to set it up is just set up the things that I use on a normal basis. So first, that's going to be basically everything I just kind of flip through here outside of the junk journaling and art journaling. Let's first start with our month. Now I have printed out my month. This month I am using a copy of the month from the Making My Own Magic planner. Now this is a big page, so instead I photocopied and shrunk them down to fit into this planner. And this is a planner that I had used in the past, really very, very shortly, and then I just started pulling pages out and putting them in other planners, which is apparently what I'm still doing. So our monthly page, I believe I would like it to go here. And what we'll do is we'll fold it and we'll create this as an additional page on the back. So we're just gonna slightly trim that edge so it doesn't hang over. Actually, we're gonna trim it a good size. And what I like about this planner is that it has all of the holidays on it already, and it has the moon phases and what they move into. So I'm going to just color the edging of this so that there's a little bit more of a definition from the black. See? I'm also going to put some of this ribbon here. Let me cut off this red part. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do here, instead of gluing it down all the way, I'm going to glue here and here. So that way it can still be like a little tuck pocket and an additional page. Okay, so we've got June on with glue here and here, and that way there's still a pocket here in case I want to put like any hard copies of a calendar that I need. And so I want to put a tab here somehow, which I'm not sure. Let's see, like this, should turn this into a tab, write June on it. Yeah, let's do that. We will cut this off, add some glue to make sure that this is strong in here. Glue the pages together so that way it's not so rickety rackety, flippity flappity. Okay, and I am going to glue it on here like a tab, and then I'm going to write June on it. All right, while I thought I was recording, I did go ahead and cut out this printout that has a small calendar of June and then all of the seasons, the moon names for June, strawberry moon, rose moon, you know, different energies. And this is just really for myself. I've got the June calendar with the moon phases, and then also, you know, my daughter's sports schedule. That one's gonna stay there in the back. I like to do my trackers, so my step trackers and my sleep tracker. Okay, so we've got our trackers printed out, and let's get these down to size. Okay, and now I can glue this down perfectly right there. I don't need to make a pocket out of that one. I just want to glue it down. Okay, that fits the sleep tracker perfectly. And then, will the steps tracker fit here? Yes, the steps tracker will fit here, barely. Super perfect. Super, super, super perfect. Let's ink a little bit more. All right, so we have our monthly calendar so far, the sleep tracker, my step tracker, and then I want to do household chore tracker. It is something that I do because I always want to remember when was the last time I did what. I also like to do gamify your life, and this helps me to track it. This is a chart that I've made. Most everything you've seen I've just found online or printed out. So everything that I can find links to or that I've made, I'll leave the link in the description box. So these ones, I will have a lot of these printed and then keep them in the front of my my journal. So this one, I just have a little envelope here that just has a bunch of extra ones printed, which I'll move over now of different, oh look, there was a sleep tracker in there somewhere. A little teeny tiny one. So I'll move these over once I have a spot for them. But I also keep track of like my household chores, my plants, pets, miscellaneous, different goals that I have. So that's what I'm putting here, but I only will add 1 week at a time. I'll just dress the rest of those off camera or, you know, through the weeks when I'm done. Started out, I'm just gonna have the one single week. So let me show you actually a little bit better. So I'll have my household, and then so the first week I'll just put this one page down and I'll have that marked. So the first started here on Thursday, and then for the next week, then I'll have that, and then I'll add for the third week, so on and so forth. So I'll start up here in the corner or over here in the corner and just kind of fan my way down. I think maybe, yeah, let's do this way this time. Actually, no, let's do the other side so I can still see kind of the index pages. That's the whole reason I use that, because I kind of like that little worded background. So this will start up over here. And June 1st is on what day? I'm asking you like I don't have a calendar right here. June 1st is on Sunday. Oh. Let's just go ahead and pretend to add a line here for a Sunday. There we go. So Sunday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, June. Okay, and so for the other side, I have the like different kind of chores, different like miscellaneous stuff, fueling the car, washing the car, cleaning the fridge inside and out, just that kind of stuff. And then up here is the 5th one for my daily chores. Obviously, I don't do all of these every day, but these are the ones that you would do several times a week. save that there. And then this one is coming on that side. Do tracking. Okay, so these will go on this side. And I want to color the edges of these also, make it all match. Looks a little bit artsy. And if I want to doodle or add more art around it later on, I will. I'm obviously going to be visiting this page every week, this one. Well, every day, really, since I'm going to be on this side every day. But the ones on this side are not going to be filled out every day. These are like weekly chores. Okay, let's put, this one will go in the middle. And my little extra guys here can go inside this little front cover to save for later when I need those. And let's see what is next. So we've got our trackers. We have our more trackers. And then I also like to do trackers for like YouTube or income. This month I did it a little bit differently than in May. In May, dues, YouTube studio, and then different miscellaneous income. I didn't do super well at filling that kind of stuff out, but I think I'm gonna do it again because I really should be. So let's use this here, and let's use this with stencils. I liked the stencils so I can track by each day. Where is the stencil? This one. I can track each day of the month, and then I can make like a note for what's what. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna use the black. Okay, and then I'm going to use this like bullet style one for different ideas and things that I want to make sure to get done. A list of a tracking list. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Do I want to do the same thing on this side? Yeah, I do. I want to do the same thing on this side. I want to keep it up that way, even though I didn't fill it out super well last month. This is a habit that I want to get into, so that way I can, you know, keep on the plans and the ideas and the goals that I have and not let it like fall to the wayside, which I tend to let happen. Okay, and now back to the monthly one. So this will be my income tracker. And then next, we can come back and decorate these pages some more later because we have all month to do it. I just want to get everything set up and where I want it. So after the trackers, I want to do tracking for like personal care, different habits. I did print a printable from online for that. So I did print 2 of these cute little trackers. So I thought one, I could do like personal and spiritual type care. All right, so I have my trackers here. I'll fill those in later, but I'm gonna set these, I'll fill them in and decorate this a little bit more later on when I know exactly what I want to track. See if I change it up from last month or not. Now you can track different things like reading, your medicine, tarot, if you meditate, if you do any sort of energy cleansing. Say you want to make sure that, you know, you say special prayer every day. Maybe you want to track and see how many times you're calling your friends, you know, you're connecting and socializing. You know, maybe you got to get out of the house more. There's so many different things that you can track, and these could be some really great options and ways to track them and create new habits for yourself. Okay, so now I've got 2 habit tracker wheels, my household chores, my sleep tracker, and my monthly steps. Next, I want to put a feelings tracker and a map of consciousness. So my feelings tracker is something similar to this, a big scribble, and it's like feelings at a glance. And what I have also is a feelings wheel. So when I'm having trouble or difficulty trying to understand my feeling or know what I'm feeling, I have this wheel that can help me out. So this is going to come into the book as somehow. My consciousness tracker is my energy frequency. My energy frequency, I check every day to see where I am as far as my consciousness goes. This is not necessarily feelings and emotions, which they are somewhat feelings and emotions, but they're more like state of beings. So this is what I'm going to put in also. So one side is going to be the map of consciousness. One side are going to be the feelings. And then we're going to figure out exactly, do I want to just slide these in and pull them out when I want to? What do I want to do? Now, what I did before is I actually had this on the back. So I just had it like, glued on my back cover page, but I don't have one of those in here. And I'm actually not positive. I might actually put these separate because I'm going to use them for each month. And then in this month, I actually printed out one for here, like one for April and one for May separately, but it's the same tracker. So I think I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. All right, I think I figured out what I'm gonna do. I am going to keep my small feelings wheel in here, at the space, but I'm gonna keep my big one more like, I'm not sure yet. We'll see about that. But what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna cut around this and turn it into a pocket that I can just slide this into. All right, so we are going to cut this out, give it some color. And what we're doing with this is we are folding it in half, and we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna turn this into a pocket. Just like that. And this will go in the pocket. So on the back of this sheet, we'll do our map of consciousness. Let's see, it is one of our, here we go. That will be perfect. Let's do that. Okay, so that will be our map of consciousness. Here is our pocket for our feelings wheel. And then this side will be our feelings at a glance. So how I'm going to do their feelings at a glance. What I do is I am basically just scribbling, I suppose, doodling. And when I come in, I'm just going to find a spot. I think that's okay. Kind of like this. Oh, maybe I should have used something else. That's okay. We'll just cover that up. Okay, there's the feelings at a glance. And then next we have here. Now I will probably put a different sort of tracker on the back of this, like a small one, to track how many days I've done this. For my Gamify, so you can get some points from it. And there we have it. Hopefully, gonna work out perfect. I hope this doesn't fall out. All right, map of consciousness, feelings at a glance. What is next? Okay, so next after our map of consciousness, our feelings, on the back of this, let's do some of our goals or to-do lists. Let's see, I've got a bunch of printables. I have this cute little printable that I printed out. That's just got like notes, goals, days. So I'm gonna paste this on here. And then on the other side, I'm gonna do stuff like my to-do lists for the month, things that I wanna make sure to accomplish. Okay, and I am going to ink the edges of these ones in black to create the contrast from these colors. Okay, there we go. We've got that. And so now for on this side, I want to decide if I want to do my to-do lists to be like inked in and then I just write them, or I have a weekly to-do list that I used to use, like, on a weekly basis. But I could, let's see, let's do this. let's just cut some of the pieces out of this. Yeah, it could be like a 4-block to-do list or a week of, oh, this will be good. Let's use this part because this part won't fit twice. So okay, there we go. Doesn't that look great? Yes. Now, what can fit here for a to-do list? Oh, let's do that. Let's add another row like this. But I'm gonna add a little edge of stars just to strengthen it, because I already feel like I'm gonna rip it. If I can find the edge. Oh, and this is a really great way to keep your washi tape organized, so you can find it, or at least the thinner ones, not the big ones, because you'd need a huge ring for that. All right, now let's write on here May. Oh, it's June. Shoot, it's not May. That's okay. Because look, we can cover it up. Actually, we could do it like this. Let's make this a background for June. Huh? Let's see how it works. Mistakes don't matter, guys. Mistakes don't matter. Cover it up. Figure something else out. Oh, this is an acrylic marker. Now, the reason I should have used this instead of the Sharpie is because the acrylic marker doesn't go through the bag. And you can see how the Sharpie did right away. So, it's right on here. June. C-J-U-N. Oh, I guess I need a little bit more. June to-dos. June to-dos. And now since June is a little bit fancy, let's go ahead and make to-dos a little bit fancy in somewhat of a different way. June to-dos. Okay. Let's see what is next. What shall be on the back of this? On this. Now remember, if you forgot something and you want to put something like, oh, I wanted it in here, or oh, I wanted to put that in there. Remember, I made this so that it, like, everything's removable. You can move the pages around, take them out. This is your no-sew journal binding, and that is from series 1. This is our episode 1. This is episode 2. I'll leave the link below for your episode. And decisions on where I should keep this guy. I think I might keep him and just slide him in the front here. Or maybe slide him in here. I think I might even want to glue them together and keep them in the same spot. So pull it out. Now, I think actually I want to glue this to the back of this. Conversations with your pendulum. Let's do that. Okay. For this one, I am going to keep it in here for now, unless I find a better space to keep it. Okay, so this one is not necessarily an everyday one that I would use like these ones would be. So I've decided I'm just going to keep it in the front cover. So I'm going to round my edges. Okay, and I even have space to put on the back of this. So maybe I'll use the back of this as like journal space for any like questions maybe that I have that I want to answer or get answers to. And then they're all together. I don't know. but I've got writing space on the back of this. Okay, that looks cool. And then that's gonna sit right up here. No, it's not gonna sit in the front. Is there space? Tell me there's space. Oh my gosh, there is. Barely. Look at that. Maybe inside this pocket. Yeah, I'll probably keep it in this pocket. It looks better. Fits better. Looks better. Okay, so there are a few things that I forgot to put in that I want to keep for all the months, not separate them monthly. So what I'm doing here is, remember we made these journals removable, or the signature is removable. So I pulled out the first signature and moved it to the middle. So the middle one will be June. And then the first one, I want to do spreads like golden nuggets type of notes that I want to remember, compliment keepers. I want to do dreams that I've had, synchronicities, just different things like that I want to keep open for the front, that I just want to be able to use throughout the months and not necessarily only in the single month. So I have switched those around. I moved this one to the front and moved June to the middle. And so what I'm going to do here, we're going to have one page for golden nuggets. And those are going to be like the quotes or things that I've heard that I want to write down and keep to myself, or keep to look at. And then I also wrote down a few things that I want to leave spreads for, like a let it go list, a compliments list, a physical care bingo card, dopamine kicks, my books tracking. Well, that's going to go on my monthly one. Small wins, that might go on my monthly one also. And then different spread ideas that I could use all the time would be in my full book, not necessarily just my monthly one. So those are the things that I want to put inside of this first signature that comes before June. So first things first, I want to make this page golden nuggets. And I say that because I just want to use the markers to write over the index. Like the acrylic markers will probably be best. But I also want to make a tab. So let's get some of that scrap that we had. Yes, this will be perfect. And then in the top, I'll have golden nuggets. We'll have a tab for each one that we want to do on the top. Where are my scissors? Oh, there they are. Okay, that's going to go in half. And let's round the corners. And then let's fold it in half. And let's glue it on. Okay. There we have gold nuggets. So we'll have both sides for gold nuggets. And then for the back here, what do we have? Back here, we're going to have a let it go list. And then let's start our list off like this. So let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay, well, that's good enough to start. Let it go. And then what's the next one? Let's do another piece. Let's do this one. So we're going to let something go, and then we're going to keep something. So let it go, and then compliment keeper. I think that's going to be good. And then the next one's going to be small wins. Always got to write down small wins. Now, I don't remember a lot of dreams myself, so I do want to have one with dreams. I think that might be in my monthly side. Let's keep this one for dreams.